It was supposed to be a normal urban exploration, sneak into an abandoned haunted mansion, document the experience, and get out unscathed. But for Sarah, this exciting adventure quickly turned into a nightmare she may never get out of. The old Blackwood Manor has long been the subject of local lore and ghost stories. Locals told of unearthly howls echoing through the night, ghostly figures in the windows, and a dark presence that seemed to lurk within its crumbling walls. Sarah, an avid explorer of the unknown, couldn't resist the opportunity to learn the mansion's sinister history. Armed with only a flashlight and a camera, Sarah cautiously made her way through the overgrown grounds, the once majestic gate now hanging open in silent invitation. As she approached the house, a chill ran through that neighborhood, as if the very air was imbued with a sense of foreboding. Without hesitation, Sarah pushed open the front door, and the hinges creaked in protest. It was semi-dark inside, except for the faint beam of her flashlight. Dust specks danced in the air, and the musty odor of decay lingered around. Sarah's heart raced as she slowly made her way through the foyer, straining all her senses for any sign of danger. The floorboards creaked beneath her feet, and the shadows seemed to shift and move as if the house itself was watching her every move. As she climbed the front stairs, Sarah couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. She circled around, flicked her flashlight back and forth, but saw nothing unusual. Still, the hairs on the back of her neck stood up, and a chill ran down her spine. Walking up to the second floor, Sarah cautiously peered into each room, her hands trembling slightly. In one of the bedrooms, she came across a tattered diary. The pages yellowed and the ink faded. Intrigued, she began flipping through the book, and her eyes widened as she read the chilling accounts of the mansion's previous occupants. "The house is alive," one entry read. "I can feel it watching me, waiting to devour me. I have to get out, but it won't let me leave." Another entry, scrawled in frantic handwriting, read, "It's here." Sarah's blood ran cold with terror as she realized she wasn't alone in the house. There was an eerie silence in the room, and the air seemed to thicken with a palpable sense of terror. Clutching the journal to her chest, Sarah turned to leave, but her path was blocked by a tall figure in the shadows. She cried out fearfully, and the sound echoed through the halls of the mansion. A disembodied figure looming over her, changing and distorting. Sarah ran, her lungs burning as she raced down the stairs, her footsteps echoing off the rotting wood. The house around her seemed to come alive, doors slamming shut, furniture sliding across the floor as if the walls themselves were trying to prevent her escape. Somehow she made it to the front door, and with trembling hands tried to open the lock. Just as she felt the cool night air on her face, a skeletal hand reached out of the darkness and clawed at her ankle. Sarah let out a desperate, agonized scream as she felt the ghost's icy touch and its grip tightened with impossible strength. With her last strength, Sarah pushed off with her foot, and her foot made contact with the ghost's body. Her arm recoiled and she swung the door open with force, tumbling out onto the overgrown lawn. Climbing to her feet, she ran without stopping, her lungs inflamed and her heart pounding, until Blackwood Manor disappeared into the distance, swallowed by the shadows of the night. Sitting in the car, clutching the tattered journal in her hands, Sarah realized she had encountered something truly terrifying, a malevolent presence that had nearly taken her life. The secrets of Blackwood Mansion would remain locked away like that, bearing witness to the dangers that lurk in the shadows of the unknown. Sarah survived, but at what cost? The trauma of the ordeal will haunt her for the rest of her days, reminding her that some doors are better left unlocked.